and gentlemen, my name is Daniel Kilov, and today I'd like to share with you a secret that changed my life. It's a secret virtually unknown in the modern world, but one which was known and treasured by many of the minds that helped shape this world. It's a secret that was known to Aristotle and Cicero in antiquity, to Thomas Aquinas in the Middle Ages, and in the Renaissance, it's a secret that was known by Descartes and Francis Bacon. More recently, it's a secret that was treasured by Mark Twain. In fact, for most of history, this secret was pretty well known, but somewhere along the way, we collectively forgot it. Today, the only people who remember this are the competitors of one of the world's most obscure sports, the World Memory Championships. Competitors at these events, by the way, are capable of some extraordinary feats. One athlete holds a world record for memorizing the order of 1,080 binary digits in 5 minutes. Another can memorize the order of 28 decks of cards. That's 1,456 cards in perfect order in an hour. The secret of memory athletes, the secret of Bacon, of Descartes, of Aristotle, the secret that the rest of us have forgotten is that anyone can have a phenomenal memory with the right techniques. None of the competitors at the World Memory Championships were born with superhuman abilities. Rather, they all employ a small set of techniques known collectively as the art of memory. I know this because I'm a memory athlete. I was the silver medalist at the 2011 and 2012 Australian Memory Championships, and I hold a national record for memorizing the order of 115 abstract shapes. In addition, I've had the privilege of training dozens of individuals in the art of memory and have seen all of them learn to do things they previously would have considered impossible. Indeed, by the end of this talk, you will all experience the power of these techniques for yourselves. In the next few minutes, you might all be memory athletes. All right, by a show of hands, who here has ever wanted to learn another language, but for one reason or another has never gotten around to it? Hands up. A lot of us, right? For most of us, however, the thought of learning a new language is as intimidating a challenge as it is exciting. Even the most cautious learner is only ever a few misplaced syllables away from embarrassment. What's more, I think, the thought of having to spend years slogging away at acquiring new vocabulary prevents most people from ever taking on this particular bucket list item. But what if it were possible? What if it were possible to learn a new language in months instead of years? What if you could learn a word once and keep it forever to be recalled at will? In a moment, I'm going to teach you how to do just that. All the techniques of the art of memory, at their core, are about approaching our learning with a sense of playfulness and imagination, because that's how we learn best. The best way to understand this is to experience it, and so in a moment, we're going to go through an example. Some of you may have heard before of guided meditation, or we're going to do some guided memorization. I'm going to do all the hard work. All I want you guys to do is sit back, close your eyes, and as I tell you the following stories, create as vivid mental images as you can. The more exaggerated, zany, and colourful these mental movies are, the better this will work. Together, we're going to learn some simple Spanish words. And I apologise to anyone in the audience who might already speak Spanish, but I can assure you this technique works equally well for other languages. All right. The first word we're going to learn is the Spanish word for shrimp, which is gamba. To remember this, I'd like you to visualize a giant shrimp dancing around in 5 pairs of shiny black gumboots. Gumboots sounds like the word gamba, and so this is our mnemonic. The next word we're going to learn is the Spanish word for rice, which is arroz. Arroz sounds like the English word arrows, and so to remember this, I'd like you to imagine a volley of arrows flying through the air and come crashing down in your bowl of rice. Really engage all of your senses when you create these mental movies. Maybe you'll imagine the feeling of the steam on your face rising from the bowl of rice. Maybe you'll imagine tasting it, the smell. Really visualize each individual grain of rice spinning through the air as the arrows collide with your meal. The next word we're going to learn is the Spanish word for cat, which is gato. To remember this, I'd like you to visualize a fluffy cat trying to play the guitar. But of course, it's a cat, so it's probably not going to do very well. You might imagine the claws twanging discordantly against the strings. And finally, to remember that the Spanish word for milk is leche, I'd like you to imagine a big jug of milk, and swimming around in this jug of milk are big, black, slimy leeches. Absolutely disgusting, but utterly memorable. All right, now to give you a quick test, I'm going to give you either the English word or the Spanish equivalent, and what I'd like you to do is pay attention to how quickly and effortlessly your mind offers up the appropriate mental image. Can you remember what gamba means? Yeah? Well done. And can you remember the meaning of the word gato? Well done, clever audience. And do you recall the Spanish word for rice? Great. And finally, what is the Spanish word for milk? Well done. Give yourselves a round of applause. Many of you can remember most of these words. Some of you may be able to remember all of them. And far from being a tedious and time-consuming exercise, this is fun, right? This is an opportunity to be creative, to flex our imaginative muscles. At the very least, it's a far more enjoyable way of learning than most of us use when we try and learn new things. And if you can learn 4 words in this manner, there's nothing preventing you from learning 4 more, or 40 more, or 400 more. You could do as one competitor at the first World Memory Championships did, a guy named Bruce Barmer, and use this technique to teach yourself 2,000 foreign words in a single day. Or you could do as a competitor from the 1999 World Memory Championships did and teach yourself Icelandic in a single week. To prove it, he went on a talk show in this language. These techniques are fun and fast, but they aren't merely so. They are also important. Research from a range of disciplines has converged on the realization that our most human capacities, those of reason, of analysis, of creative genius, all depend crucially on memory. Research has shown, for instance, that it's facts stored in memory rather than innate ability or IQ that accounts for the abilities of elite chess players. In 1946, a Dutch psychologist named Adrian de Groot conducted an experiment to determine the source of skill of expert chess players. The experiment involved showing different configurations of boards from real, although unfamiliar chess games to chess players of a variety of levels of skill. These participants were then asked to reconstruct the boards from memory. The results were astonishing. Chess experts were able to recall the positions of the pieces almost perfectly. Novices, on the other hand, could only recall the position of about 1/3 of the pieces. The reason for this is that the chess experts saw the board in a completely different way. Their vast memories of previous chess games meant that each configuration on the board had meaning. Sorry, even memory experts sometimes forget where they're up to. The superior memory of the chess experts was not a byproduct of their expertise. It was the essence of their expertise. Similar studies have been done in a range of disciplines, always with similar results. Now, if it's facts stored in memory, rather than talent or innate ability, that accounts for phenomenal performance across a range of fields, then the case for training our memories with the art of memory, with the techniques and principles of memory athletes, is all the stronger. We don't have to have been born geniuses to learn all the things we ever wanted but never thought we could. Anyone can learn to use their memories more effectively. As a case in point, can you all still remember the words we did at the start of my talk? Do you remember what gamba means? Gato, arroz, and leche? Well done. And if you still remember them now, test yourselves again tomorrow, or a week from now, or a month from now. You may surprise yourselves. In light of this, I'd like now to make a call to action. Let's spread this secret. Let's tell people about the art of memory and the things that they can learn to do with it. Let's embrace this historical tradition of mental training to which we are all beneficiaries. The right place for the art of memory, for the techniques of memory athletes, is not in competitions, as fun as they are, and it's definitely not in history books. The right place for these techniques are in our schools, in our classrooms, and in our workplaces. Thank you.